So it looks like Jessie Combs is being honored in two different ways, and she is very much deserving of both of them. Welcome back to another video. If you just like talking about cars, you want to catch up on the automotive news, talk about the trends, or anything in between, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and the bell notification so you don't miss any new videos. Alright, so unfortunately I did make a past video on the fact that Jessie Combs was involved in a fatal car accident on August 27th. It was probably been, dare I say, probably one of the biggest automotive losses since Carroll Shelby. Now, she was a huge pioneer from TV to fabricating to Baja racing, land speed records, the whole gamut. She had her hands in everything. Now, during an attempt of trying to be the fastest woman on earth and break the record that Kitty O'Neil made in 1976, she would have had to exceed 512 miles per hour. Now, we all know that she was having a few problems with her car at the time, and unfortunately it did end up crashing in an excessive speed of 500 miles per hour, and unfortunately she did not survive the crash. But she is being honored in a few different ways. So Peterson Automotive Museum is opening a 4-day exhibit in honor of Jessie Combs. They're going to have her Jeep Wrangler, a few of her motorcycles, her helmets, some racing medals, notebooks, some memorabilia from TV shows, and they're just going to honor her, not only her accomplishments, but who she was as a person. The museum said in a statement that, and I quote, "Jessie Combs was an inspiration to the entire automotive community. The exhibit is an opportunity to move people, especially the future generation of women builders, enthusiasts, through Jessie's incredible life story." They also went and said that the exhibit is dedicated to, quote, "educating, inspiring, and empowering the next generation of female trailblazers and stereotype breakers." I don't think that could be any more accurate, because that fits Jessie to a T. If you saw her on TV, whether she was racing or fabricating on a TV show, she was a stereotype breaker. She went against the grain, and I think that's why she captured the hearts of all her fans, onlookers, and they just kind of like took to her because she didn't fit the typical stereotype, you know. So I think that was one of her key things in inspiring other women to get into a field that is mostly dominated by men, but trust me, she, along with a few other women, have been changing that in the past. But needless to say, this is a really cool exhibit that Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles is doing. So if you're in the Los Angeles area or close enough to get there, go check out the exhibit. It will be there until September 25th. But that is not the coolest honor she's getting. That is a cool honor, not the coolest, because Guinness Book of World Records is also submitting her runs, her preliminary runs, to be recorded in the Guinness Book of Records. Now, what wasn't mentioned earlier is that she had broken that record in preliminary runs. At the time that she was there, I mean, obviously you're going to get practice runs in, and during those practice runs, she had ran 515 miles per hour, 515.346 to be exact, and 548.432. Now, Guinness Book of Records is going to take those two numbers, average them out to 531.889 miles per hour, and they're going to submit that for certification, and in doing so will make her the fastest woman on earth, destroying Kitty O'Neil's record of 512. So 531 miles per hour, I don't see that record being broken anytime soon by any other female racer. So that will definitely solidify her legacy in the automotive industry. We already know she was a pioneer. We already knew she was a trend breaker. We already knew how great of a racer she was. And if Guinness World Book of Records can certify this, this will just edge her name in stone permanently. Hopefully you're like me and think she's well deserving of it. I mean, she is pushed and pushed and pushed to be not only noticed, but to be the best at what she does. And I think she's done a pretty good job of it. And once I catch word that Guinness Book of Records actually did certify it, I will make sure to let you know, because it is a huge honor. All right, now on to my other part of mini news, which I guess isn't mini news, but it's news, extra news. An update on Kevin Hart's accident. He is still recovering from his injuries, as are the passengers, but it looks like everyone has had to lawyer up. Kevin Hart is being sued by Jarrett Black, who was driving the Cuda, for multiple different reasons. From my understanding, what they have reported is that Jarrett Black is suing due to Kevin Hart not having the proper safety equipment in the car. I think this is ridiculous. Now, if you decided to drive the car, you wreck the car, you shouldn't have the right to sue the owner of the car because you were the one driving. They were wearing seatbelts. He's suing because they say he should have had 5-point harnesses. That's absurd. As far as I'm concerned, once you got behind the wheel, you gave up your rights to sue the owner. You crashed the car. You did something stupid. Why should you be suing the owner of the car because you're the one that wrecked it? He should be suing you to replace the car. Now, I'm a little confused on the whole should have had 5-point harnesses, because if you want to really look at things, he had a Dodge Demon motor. The Dodge Demon didn't come with 5-point harnesses. So if the factory car the engine came out of didn't have a 5-point harness, why should that one? Granted, it is a custom built car, and the custom shop will put stuff like that in when requested. But this was a car built previously. This isn't something Kevin Hart had made. This is something that Speedcore made for a SEMA show, and it's been, tweaked a little bit here and there since then. But Kevin Hart bought the car already built, so it's not like he purposely bought the car and said, oh, don't put that stuff in there. Either way, it doesn't matter how you look at it, I still think this is ridiculous. You are suing the owner of a car that you wrecked. All about that money, I guess. But that also makes me wonder, was this Jared's idea? Because they were friends prior to this, so is this his idea? Or is this his lawyer's idea? Because someone's probably telling him you can get money out of this, and then everybody's got to lawyer up, and it's just going to turn into a headache. And now it's going to not only be a headache for Kevin Hart, because now he's going to have to recover from the accident while dealing with a lawsuit. And then it's going to be a headache for the rest of the automotive world, because is this going to change laws about the 5-point harness? Now, the lawyers have went to multiple custom shops across the country and asked them, would you put 5-point harnesses in cars in which you build? Now, all of them stated, correction, I believe 8 out of 10 of them stated, if requested by the customer, they'll put 5-point harnesses in. Of course, requested by the customer, they'll put anything in. They're a custom shop, that's the point. And that's kind of the consensus they've gotten from all the shops. We build cars for the customer. What they want, they request, and then we do it. So if they didn't request a 5-point harness, they're not going to put them in there. It's not a law, it's not a regulation. But anyway, it just seems like a big political and media nightmare. So hopefully this gets settled relatively quickly with as little headache as possible, which unfortunately I don't see that happening. So leave your comments down below what you think of the Jessie Combs honor and what you think of the new Kevin Hart update and the lawsuit. That's all I got right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. I'll catch you next time.